Ezie
And Chrisi.
and Chrisi. Yeah, friends of ours visiting from Bayern, or what would you call it?
Hula.
Hula. Where's Hula?
Wow, good
Bavaria.
Bavaria. Okay.
14 minutes away from Munich.
All right.
I don't know in which direction
Nice
though.
place.
So yeah, they're dating and they're friends of ours and they're visiting. So we're just trying to see the city. Karlsruhe.
JP, the star of the moment.
Hello. All right.
This is me. I like this. I like this. Lucky gardening. That's what I like.
That's what.
Can you speak doing this one?
It's a botanical garden in Karlsruhe.
It's a nice place to plan a wedding or something.
Yeah, a wedding, a party, just to get together.
Okay. We'll do like a short question and answers. If you're not ready for it, but it doesn't matter. When did you guys meet? You and Ezekiel.
2018.
Can you remember the exact day?
Let's play a game actually. Who can answer faster?
I mean, that's good.
We met in Schloss Hula on Thursday after the castle
The
evening, which
next
is our
challenge, say it in German. Just kidding.
my Deutsch is not good.
You can say that louder.
My Deutsch
It's
is
sehr gut.
nicht
Be confident.
Be
good.
confident.
Aber
Ich lerne.
ich lerne Deutsch langsam.
Langsam, okay. Langsam ist immer gut.
Stimmt.
Stimmt. So what was the first thing you thought when you saw her? Like for the first time, what did you think? Did you even notice her?
Well, I didn't notice her, but I just wanted to be a nice guy by approaching her to say hi. Yeah, I saw her just standing while other people were talking,
Mhm.
and so I thought, who is this lady just standing
Just
over
lonely.
herself?
Let me help
so
her.
Let me just go and just say hi and be
Yeah.
friendly,
Yeah.
since she's in my environment.
Yeah.
So that's why I approached her, but you
So
can hear her
nice.
perspective.
Yes.
I think we met or we saw each other in church before.
In church.
Yeah. Actually, that was the first time we met even.
So you forgot.
I literally fell out of bed that day. Shame on
Okay.
you.
Yeah, please keep going. Keep going. Tell your version.
I'm gonna
No,
hear my
no.
You might want to hear.
No. You
Yeah.
actually had your chance. But, so you guys
need to
met
hear
in
his
church.
part though. Yeah, I mean he went to our church for already a year, I think. I don't remember exactly how long, but yeah. And I was in leading worship with Ken Paul, or he was leading worship. I was just helping, and I thought he was the drummer. I thought he was new and he was helping, so I went up to him and I hugged him and said hello, and then he just went out of the room because he just came to read, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, dang it, I don't even know him. I just approach him and hug him, like whatever. But it was okay then. We had a good worship time.
So he was freaked out. Who's this white person coming to hug me and distract?
No, he wasn't.
No,
I think
okay.
he was just confused. He didn't really know what to do, so he was like, okay,
I was
Hi.
more like, who is this lady that just rolled out of bed and she
Yeah.
just came to church to lead worship, you know? And then she was smelling coffee because she just had her coffee. So that was more my reaction. So in my mind, I thought that, well, I thought ladies generally care about, you know, waking up in the morning, doing their makeup,
Yeah.
and,
smelling.
you know, just trying to get ready. But I just felt like she just rolled out of bed and she's here to lead worship.
I was not.
So that was my reaction.
That's all.
Anything else?
We're good.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
No.
You want to add to the story?
hear more.
It's your perspective, so let's
So
go.
what happened was, not that day, the other time was one of the worship leader was leading worship, and so she was like backup singers, we call them, one of the backup singers or part of the band. Man, that day they were just off key. I'm not kidding. I don't sing, but I know when
I know when people are off key.
when people were off. But in my mind, I was like, I think this girl can sing, but the person leading the worship or the tone or his leading style is making her sing terrible. That was my reaction.
Okay, so when was the next time you guys hung out after that encounter?
That was the castle.
When was the next time
And I
in the
didn't,
castle?
I didn't even know that he was the one from, or who I thought was the drummer. And then it was after the castle evening, and I just wanted to meet with my friends, and he was standing in the doorstep, and I didn't know him. And I actually just wanted to go inside and like get a tea or whatever.
You were already inside
No,
by the doorstep.
I was at the doorstep, and I was just about to go in, and then he started talking to me. Yeah.
That's not version.
What's your version?
You know, she didn't about to walk in. She was just standing in between the door.
You were standing in front of me, so I couldn't
No, just I was a bit ahead, so I was more in the room already. And then I saw her. She was just like kind of scanning through. So I felt maybe she's trying to find who she could talk to because people were busy. And that's when I approached her.
Did you guys continue to hang out, or what was the story after that?
I think you might.
Any idea?
You might want to tell. I remember.
Go for it.
So she thought that actually I'm gonna ask her for her phone number
Okay.
after our conversation.
She
And
thought that.
Yeah.
Why did you think that?
That was fart.
Perfect moment.
What happened? Jason farted. Oh
yeah,
wow.
like really
The boy is feeding and then he just farted. That's nice. That's a very good transition. So,
What was the question?
why did you think that he was gonna ask you for your number?
Wow, you're going deep.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why did I think? Because my first impression, I actually didn't want to talk about that, but now I have to say it anyways. I first thought that he was also just attending this evening as a refugee, and I thought, like 1 week before, I had a really bad experience with like some random guy walking up to me asking me for my phone number. I was like, does this work with any girl? Has this ever worked before? Like, no, I'm not gonna give you my number. And then
And the guy was another refugee.
I think so.
Okay,
I'm not
but
sure.
a black guy.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. But
Oh, you think so? Was it black or not?
no, I actually don't remember.
Okay.
Like, I'm really bad with memory. But I thought he was a refugee.
Okay.
But that's what I thought about him first. And I was like, yeah, probably just wants to have my number again. And
Yeah.
he didn't ask for my number, which was, nice.
Which was nice for you.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
So
That's why.
So
I
that's why you
thought-
scored the first point by not asking for the number. Did you want to
Good
ask
job.
for the
If
number?
you want to have a girl, don't ask for the phone
Although you
number.
did not. Did you want to ask for it?
Well, I was more like, I think I would like to know her more or to have more conversation.
Yeah.
So not necessarily the phone number.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that
But
was
you
more
can
my-
tell him how smart you got my number.
Oh,
Actually.
wow.
Yes, please. We want to hear. What was the process in getting her number? The scientific
I
process.
think like 2-3 months later. I mean, we.
Wait, 2-3 months later.
Yeah. Was it?
No.
No, but it was quite long also.
It felt long to you, but it wasn't.
No, it was really long. Yeah, because I was planning the details. Well, what happened was, I mean, we still see each other in church and we just say hello, hi, just pass by. And so one of the Sunday I was advertising one of our school in the castle. And so I share that, if you can make it for the whole school, we have some open weeks. And you're also welcome to participate, but just let me know so we see when is the open week. I think after that, do you ask me or approach me about, you would like to know when she can come for an open week. And so in that moment, I was like, well, actually, I don't have the whole list. So I said, if you give me your phone number, I can send you the date. So that's actually how I got
Oh,
her
wow.
phone number.
Friend from Nigeria. Yeah.
Friend zone. Oh wow. Okay.
You first.
first?
At first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But she
how
was
did
also-
you move from friend zone
No,
to enemy zone? I mean relationship zone.
just going back a little bit, when we talked that day, she was. I think our connection was. I read kind of a lot about the German history, so we were just talking basically about German history that day.
We were talking about Hitler.
And mostly
Oh
Hitler.
wow, what a wonderful topic, Hitler.
And we're talking about World War II.
Very romantic.
I'm telling you.
So I think she was impressed that I know German history. That's what she said.
He knew like more
Um,
about German history than I did.
So I
Which
know.
was embarrassing.
So that's kind of our link, you know, and so that kind of opened the door somehow. Even though, to be honest, I wasn't really thinking that direction of relationship when we first met. But as we got talking, got her phone number, and then she went to I think Spain for vacation, and then I went to was flying to Scotland for one of the BTS gathering, and so we just say hi, just talking a little bit, and I cannot remember exactly when it graduated from friends to relationship.
You cannot remember? Wait,
Exactly.
hold on a second. Did he ever ask you out to date him? Was there ever this conversation of, would you like to date me?
Actually,
No, what
yeah,
happened was the details was about.
Hold
starting-
on.
No,
Hold on.
it
You
was.
said you can't
But
remember,
wait.
so let's ask her.
Let me think when exactly it was.
no, the details about to start.
No,
Yeah, the details.
I was so mad. I was so like because I did at some point I realized okay something's going on, and then he didn't say anything like ever, never. Everyone knew like at least in my surroundings.
You were feeling something, but he didn't say nothing.
Yeah, and for me like I was definitely more leaning towards out of the friend zone, and then.
I wasn't there yet.
Hold on, you were too
You
slow.
were.
No, I was
Just didn't speak up.
Just
But-
didn't. Yeah.
And when I
Let her
called,
talk.
we were talking for like 2 hours on the phone. I was like, when is he gonna say it? Like, I'm definitely not gonna be the one saying it. And the funny thing was, it turned out later that he actually prayed or said something like,
No,
talk
no.
to God about it.
No. You're,
Hold on.
Something,
No, you.
Hold
that
on.
he doesn't
let her,
want to be
let
the
her say
one.
her part.
Approaching me first. So I actually had to go the first step. So I ended the call. I was so mad at him. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna call him and tell him that I actually like him and hope that he likes me back. And
Yeah.
that's how it was.
Very bold.
Yeah.
Now, your version.
No, what happened with that call was, so the detail was about to start. So I was kind of trying to create or define a clear boundary line. I was trying to tell her like, I'm dealing with a lot of students and I won't have much time. And when we have students now, and if we're hanging, a lot, so it's just gonna create some, things that I know actually happening. People start assuming, so I was trying to tell her, but I couldn't really tell her. No, she didn't understand why we cannot, continue talking, and so that's where things kind of went south.
Right, that's what you said. Like,
Yeah,
you
so
cannot
she-
come to the castle anymore, actually.
No,
and I'm like, why? I'm not gonna ask you to marry me, Ezie. That's
Good
your
to know.
job.
Good to know.
You better get that.
You better
right.
start rehearsing now.
Yes.
So after the call, you were mad and you called him back, or what?
Yeah, I did.
No, she started listing some nice things that I did, and she said, when you do something like this to a
That
girl,
was funny.
you're like, it communicated this.
It communicates that. Yeah.
But which
And then he said, I didn't know, actually. I didn't intend it to
Which
be that way."
ignorantly I was
He was
being
really
nice,
going out,
but
he was
yeah.
completely... That's
You're trying
actually
to escape
all
the
friendship.
relationship.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why was that?
No,
Please.
well, because to be honest, at the time I wasn't really ready for a relationship, and I knew when we were talking on the phone that day, it was more like I knew she wanted to hear from me that I like her, and that was something I wasn't willing to say, because I don't want to start a relationship when teachers is starting, because I know it's going to be chaotic. So I wasn't really willing to say it myself. But prior to
But
that,
you liked her. But
yeah,
you
at
didn't
that
want to
point
say.
I like her. Yeah, I like her, but I didn't want to say it. So I just wanted to keep the distance in the sense that maybe after the DT.
So you'd have lost her if she didn't say nothing.
I don't know. Maybe that could have been a possibility.
I know. You would have.
So
That's nice.
October we started dating.
October last
The
year.
10th, no, the 2018.
Oh, 2018.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, because we've been dating now for 1.5 years. But what happened was 3 weeks later, no, 3 days later or a day later actually, she said no. She don't want to date or something like
After
that.
you guys started dating.
Yeah, just I think like a day or 24 hours. Actually less than 24 hours, literally. I was like, this is exactly why I didn't want to say it. Because I'm not ready for heartbreak or whatever, you know? Then we...
What was the reason for that?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think I was just all over the place. You know, because I worked until then and then I started school again and I was like, actually that's not what I wanted and I just felt so uncomfortable and
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I was like, you see, 9 is about to start.
So you said no. How did you take it?
I said,
No,
you know, let's just be friends for like.
Yeah, now she's trying to take us back to the friend zone now again. I was like, it doesn't work like that. You know, but I was like, okay.
We started to fight.
And I was like, yeah, then this time I started fighting. And then, of course, then 1 month later, on the 11th of November, we started dating.
So it took a month for you to,
Yeah,
okay,
long month of fighting.
like going back and forth.
Yeah, I think maybe she just wanted to punish me for not saying that I like her first. So
Maybe.
probably she wanted me to fight. So,
Can you shortly say 3 things that you like about her?
she's smart and she's caring, and then she loves me, of course, but also she loves other
That's
people.
what you like about
Yeah, of course.
So 3 things you
3
like
things.
about Ezekiel.
Oh, actually, I think like he is very interested in cultures. You know, that's also like one of the first things I realized when we were talking about my history, like German history, and he
Yeah.
knew more than I did. What I also like about him is that he has a huge heart. Like in times where he has nothing, he still gives a lot, which that's very beautiful and like very generous.
And the third thing,
And the third thing, I'm gonna say it. I like his skin color.
you like his skin color.
Yes, I do.
Okay. That's very important.
Yeah.
In second to the last question, what is one thing you've heard about your relationship that upsets you? Since you started dating,
Well,
what is
other
one thing
people-
you heard from people that upset you about your relationship?
Wow. If you're ready, you can go. I think I might have to.
Yeah,
Think about it.
I might have to think. a bit.
One thing you heard that upset you.
She didn't receive
Dumb
any-
questions, actually. Yeah. I mean, what really upset me was with friends of mine, because I knew if he was not from Nigeria, they wouldn't have said that. And like, I didn't really know or like deeply know them, like some classmates from my old class, from my old school, and they were like, yeah, we were so concerned, you know. And I was like, why? Like you don't know him. Yeah, you know, like we didn't know. And that, I think that really upset me because he's not getting the chance. And that's more about him, but that's also about a relationship, I would say. And I think that really upset me in that moment. I was like, let me just bring him here, talk to him, and then you're gonna like him. I know, because you can, you know, you will like him because he's a nice person. And that he didn't get a chance to really, you know, show that.
So they already assumed like what they thought about him before
Yeah.
even meeting him.
What, like the stereotypes you just have in mind when that people just have generally. And then like some things I always heard was like the German girl, blah blah blah, and you're always prejudged already, you know. I'm always like the how do you say that, I'm always the one being innocent and he's always guilty, even though like they don't want to beat me when we're fighting, you know what I mean? Like I'm not innocent
Yeah.
all the time, and he's not innocent all the time, of course, but
But they
you know,
automatically assume that you were innocent and he's
yeah,
guilty.
totally.
Bit of it.
You ready?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many things that kind of
One thing.
flooding through my mind, so I'm trying to pin one down. I think the one that kind of hurts really bad was sometimes when people think that I'm in a relationship with a German girl because I want to stay in Germany, basically. So,
Okay.
And he doesn't want to stay.
and well, not that I doesn't want to, you know, but just it feel more like it's kind of a contract relationship, more not you fall in love with somebody, which that's actually what happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
something that
understand.
hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last question is this: what would you advise people thinking about getting into an interracial relationship
It's hard.
in Germany or
Do
anywhere
it.
in the world?
It's worth it.
What is your advice?
I think it's really a special thing to find someone you love outside your culture. I mean, not because they're not good people in your culture or anything, that's just what happens sometimes. And it opens your world into another person's world, and you get to see the beauty of that, and of course also the other things that come along with that. But it's just unique, and I don't think I will trade this for anything else in that sense. So I'll definitely,
That's sweet.
if possible, people to engage also in a cross-cultural relationship, because I think also that's the heart of God, that
Okay.
to have a taste,
So you would recommend it?
definitely, of
People wanting
diversity.
to-
It's
to-
not
to go
easy.
into it. It's not easy.
Yeah, definitely it's not easy. There's a lot of challenges, but I think if you work it through together, definitely is something beautiful.
Advice is very, like, I would say the advice that also, when we talk to other couples, they also gave us that advice. So I'm just gonna, because it's really like, it's really a good one to talk to each other, communicate, and talk about what you feel, because the other person doesn't know. In so many circumstances, the other person is just not used to your worldview and your mindset, and what you might feel like is really hurtful or painful. It does not mean it is for him or he intends to do that. Not even just in an interracial relationship. I think even in the
General.
same culture,
Yes.
but especially for interracial couples, like talk about it, talk to each other. Don't feel ashamed for being heard or for whatever. Just say it. Just say what you want. Just say what that makes you feel like.
Yeah.
Because if you're not talking about it, at some point I think it will just kill
Yeah.
the love for each other.
Thank you very much for the wonderful interview. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video, the interview that we just had. We'll be bringing you more interviews like this, talking with interracial couples and getting their experience, their stories. And I hope it encourages you or inspires you. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like the video, share. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Ciao.